Yes. Good afternoon and welcome to Night Sauce and Wingers. My name is Dominic and we've just beaten Burnley 3-1. This is the match reaction. As you join us live, don't forget to subscribe and like if you're new, really helps. And if you're watching it later on, enjoying the time, don't forget to do it as well. Then thank you so much for joining and just understand this. We are cementing second place. This show is going to talk about obviously the game, how we felt about the different plays, Van de Beek, Greenwood, Cavani, Ollie's tactics. But I'm also going to touch on the Super League news. Huge news around the Super League. I want to get to know your thoughts. And we have my thoughts here, myself. And we've got Sean as a guest here today. Again, Sean, my man, how you doing? You all right?
Yeah, I'm good, my man. What's going on, guys?
My man, oh, bro, there's so much to talk about. And I really want to get to talk about this Super League because it's come out of nowhere. It's bursted through. But before we get into that, let's talk about the game. Sean, we've won 3-1 against Burnley, who, I'm not going to lie to you, it was Manchester United v Chris Wood, basically, right? He was a menace, an absolute menace, mate. Lenny of Mice and Men, just it's just making us all scared. But we contained him, and even though we had the mix up with the goal and Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Maguire just looking at each other like that Spider-Man gif, luckily we're in a good place and we've come away with 3 points, which is so vital. Obviously, the show's called 3 points, 3 goals, peace. You know what I mean? So, Sean, talk to me, man. How do you feel about the game? It was a don't come here as a game of two halves.
Nah, I'm not going to come with those cliches, man. But do you know what? It was obviously we got the 3 points, which was obviously the main thing. Bit of a drab game, to be honest. Nothing much going on. It's one of those. I feel like once you get to the 30 game mark in the season, unless you're going for the title race, you kind of just like trudge along. And it was one of those where it's just like, yeah, we've got to get the job done to secure second place, but we're obviously too far away for it to mean much. And, third place is already there. So it's kind of like we're kind of playing for pride and we're already kind of building up for next season. The only games that really matter now are obviously the Europa League. So it had that kind of feel to it. Yeah. And I feel like the players probably struggling to get up for it as much as well. Like there didn't seem to be enough intensity throughout the game and that extra, fire when, that you've got for the big games when there's something on the game. So I think that came across in the performance. In terms of where we're at with the goals, there's a lot to talk about. I've got to say Maguire again, time and time again. I don't know how many times we're gonna talk about this guy and his defending, but how he's like, for a guy that's like 7'10" and built, he's just so weak, bro. So weak, and we can't have that. I don't know what you can do about it, but you cannot be getting beat like that. I'm just looking back. Did I ever see Yapstam, Vidic, these kind of defenders getting mugged off so frequently? Yeah. Like it's way too often. But on a positive, let's go there. Obviously, Mason, nice to see him bag a brace. Good to see him getting his form back in time for the Euros. And yeah, man, for me, it's just come again, the importance of Edinson Cavani. It cannot be understated. I know we had a little back and forth on the last show about if he's world class or not, but the guy just, even for the last goal, for the build up to the second goal, the guy just oozes quality. And I feel we need to keep him. Like it's imperative. I feel like him and Pogba is really important that we keep him for the next season. But in terms of the game, 3 points. We've got a week's rest now. I will say that Ollie, for me, was a bit cautious. I know that's criticism that he's had. And I feel like coming into this one, it's like, again, why are we starting with McFred in the midfield?
It really
for Burnley at home.
It really gets to me, Sean. It really grinds my gears, man.
I know, man.
For me, I know you're talking about Maguire and stuff. For me, Maguire, every defender's going to have a bad moment. Every defender has a bad moment. For me, Maguire.
But how many though, man?
In this game,
it's week in, week out.
No, but he had one bad moment this game, bro. I think it'd been
harsh. No, Dom, because
I think it'd been harsh.
From that, there's no what's the justification for it?
Justification for what?
For why he's flat-footed and getting bullied around in the box, and why is Tarkowski winning that header against him?
Around the box, though, you're forgetting about the games, like the last few games we've had when Maguire was just absolutely raking everything.
He's been good.
Lindelof is the one that gets bullied, and Lindelof got bullied a couple of a couple of times in this game. Look,
Nah,
for
Maguire
me,
gets put on his backside. Man. Come on.
AWB was on that guy, let him run, and I'm thinking to myself, that was AWB's guy. If you watch it, AWB's with him as he approaches the box and completely loses him. And I've seen AWB not be strong in the box before, and then it's over to Maguire to see what he can do and attack the space. For me, it could have been averted, but I can't say that Maguire had a bad game. I think
I'm not saying he had a bad game, but he ultimately he's cost us a goal.
Yeah, but not him. I wouldn't just say he's just
him. It is him. He's got to win that header. You've got to be strong.
I would say it's AWB and Maguire.
I say I'm going to watch it back and I'll look at the AWB part.
AWB run with him. He's on Tawaski, whatever you want.
Yeah, because I'll be honest. I went to the toilet and I came back and they scored. So I've seen the replay on Sky Sports, but all I saw was a bit where Maguire's literally getting Tarkowski's come behind him and he's put him on the floor and head it in the goal. So for me, you've got to be stronger there.
Look back at it, guys. Thank you for joining live. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We're going to talk about this Super League as well after the quick match reaction about the game, because I want to get your thoughts. I tweeted out earlier saying I've seen a lot of people getting angry about it. And,
about what?
About the Super League and getting like, oh my God, this is a travesty. I'm saying so. Everybody who's getting angry about it, I'm assuming they're not going to be watching the Super League, right? I'm assuming they're not going to be watching it, and they'll be watching Take Me Out on ITV, or I don't know, I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. Like, we'll talk about it in a bit. I've got my thoughts on Sean. I'm sure you got your thoughts, but Gary Neville and the Premier League going in, I'm not surprised. Like, I'm not surprised because they've got something to protect. If you've got something to lose, you've got to start protecting. But back to the game.
Back to the game.
I was very happy with not the game, the whole game. For me, we were toothless in the first half. I tweeted it. I said that we weren't awful, but we weren't good. We were missing the magic. We're missing the flow. And I think that magic and flow comes from our pivot. Our double pivot does not allow us to have a foundation and something to spring off. When you've got McFred in the middle, who are not inventive in the slightest, who are not trying to find space, trying to make something happen, what do you expect the rest of the team to do? I didn't expect anything different from having McFred. Imagine you've got Verratti there in the middle there, or a Kimmich.
But this is what I'm saying, Dom. This is what I'm saying, and are you coming to that way of thinking now? Or maybe you've always been there. I don't know, but I hear a lot of fans of us saying coaching systems. You cannot coach that ability into Scott McTominay and Fred. Would you agree with that?
I completely understand, but bro, what I'm talking about.
Would you agree? Would you agree with that?
I completely agree with that, but bro, this is the problem I have, is that you're telling me that McFred are worse than loads of midfields that are like lower in the league, like a Brighton. Was McFred worse than Burnley's midfield?
It's not, but the thing is, it's about a collective and it's about the individuals within the collective. So it's like you can have 11 players that are tuned in and of the same ethos and philosophy, but then if you've got another team which has got certain players that want to play this way, certain players that want to play that way, they're not all dialed in on the same philosophy, it's going to make the 11 look worse than the sum of its parts, if you see what I mean.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I just feel like I get it against the bigger teams, top half, where McFred is just inferior. But when you're struggling against lower teams that have not got a good technical players, who I don't get it. I don't really get it. So it doesn't really make sense to me. For me, right, I saw the game and I was thinking, this is toothless. This is a bit toothless. We need some magic. It's going to come to a point where we need some. And what I loved about the first goal, it was a beautiful team goal. Rashford was hot and cold the whole match. Again, to me, he's injured. He is injured. He needs a year off. You can tell he's injured.
What about that flip-flap, bro?
Huh?
What about the flip-flap, man?
Oh, the flip-flap was dirty.
Come on.
Mate, you know what I love about that is that we don't see that enough, Sean. We don't see like just a bit of magic, entertainment. But for me, Rashford was there. The team know that Rashford has basically got one leg, and they're making him. He was making so many runs that first half, and nobody was finding him. Nobody. He was up and down the pitch, and he was making some wrong choices that we always.
But some of those runs are unnecessary. He doesn't need to do that all the time.
No, but
that's what I'm watching him, and I was watching him making those runs and not getting the ball, and I'm thinking that this guy's making too many runs. Is inefficient with his runs. He doesn't need to be making his runs. He's making the wrong runs at the wrong time, and that's why he's not getting the ball.
I get that. If we were a well-oiled machine, I'd be fine. But when no one else is making runs, someone's got to. Do you know what I mean? He was the only one making.
No, but it's detrimental, and that's why you saw the difference when a world-class striker came on through the middle. Rashford got pushed out to left, where he's more comfortable. He knows what he's doing. He can get on the ball. He can run and attack players. You saw how much more of a threat he was in the second half.
Yeah, I agree with that. But we also,
in the first half, we needed a point man. Yeah, we didn't need Rashford doing all those crazy runs in behind. We didn't need that.
But that was also a combination of we changed tactics as well and position. We had Pogba going to the midfield and we had Rashford go. It weren't just that we brought on Cavani, because I'll be honest with you, for the second half, the first 20 minutes, Cavani was nowhere. We weren't getting the ball to him.
But I was referencing that specific point about the runs and the movement. You see, Cavani's not wasting any runs.
Oh yeah,
and Rashford will get that with experience, but it's detrimental to the team.
You can't compare the runs with Cavani and Rashford. No way.
Yeah.
Let's get to the comments, my man. DN. Well, another good win.
Upside down.
Upside down. Well, it's another good win, but for me, it's still not satisfactory. We need to be killing these games with the first 60 minutes. Another thing, the first goal, who gets the assist? Who gets
unrealistic? Unrealistic expectations. But Dom, it's a good point. I'm glad he mentioned that, because it was Rashford who put through that assist, right?
Yeah, and Bruno dummied it, right?
And Bruno done a step over. What do you make of that?
Bruno didn't touch the ball, so it's not assist. You have to touch the ball. So as Rashford it's for example, like Henderson could do a dummy if he had really long legs, but he's still in goal. Do you know what I mean?
This is what I mean, Dom. I'm glad you said that, because I made a note to mention this on the show. It's a double standard, because when I remember a few weeks ago when Donny van der Beek did exactly the same thing, and I think you and many others came on here and were saying it might as well be an assist for Donny van der Beek, we're bigging it up. Yeah, and we're bigging him up and saying, it was amazing skill. Donny made that goal. Donny did this. Donny did that.
Yeah, I'm not talking about that.
And now Bruno come on done the same thing.
No, sure. Dom, saying, is this an assist? Yes or no? That's the question.
No, I say it was Rashford. I'll say it's Rashford. Exactly. But I wasn't on the Donny fan club a few weeks ago when he did a basic step over and jumping up and down, because it's the same scenario. No, it's about Bruno here now. Yeah, and I'm saying, Dom, can you jump up and down the same way you were for Donny and say, Bruno, that was fantastic. That was a brilliant piece of skill that made that goal. That's all I'm asking for.
It was fantastic. So, what are you talking about?
Can you jump up and down as well, please?
Jumping up and down. What do you think this is? I don't know what your point is, mate.
No, the point is when Donny did the same thing a few weeks ago, everyone was going crazy for it. And I'm not hearing the same energy from you. Go back and watch the video, the way you were talking about that goal.
That Donny did a great dummy, which is intelligence, 100%. And so did Bruno. But I'm not saying that Bruno. The difference is people are doubting Donny's actual skill level. No one's doubting Bruno. Do you know what I mean?
So it's just standard.
When Bruno does this, we're not surprised. But people have doubted Donny because no one's seen him play more than 3 games in a row. Chris, big up everyone. Donny had to start from now on. Greenwood came into form. The Super League sounds like a banker's idea. Yeah, we're going to talk about a Super League. I really want to get into it. Just quickly on Donny van der Beek, right? He had 6 minutes left when he came on. Are you telling me right now that he did not affect the game?
I think he did very well. I think that was he showed nice touches, did his thing, and that's what I expect of him, because he's a good player. For me, no one's I've never disputed that. He's just got his role to play, and he's got to be patient and bide his time. Right. And his time hopefully will come.
Vibes FC, first time since 2015 we've beaten Burnley at Old Trafford. Wow. Great result. Vibes FC, big up for that, man. That's good. Sunshine 47 AG, what's up? Donny VDB got freed and players looked happy I play with him. The movement, skill and awareness. You know what I loved about Donny van der Beek when he came on? You know, sometimes when you got 6 minutes left, you're just like sulking, like, well done. He was like, come on, quick. I love that attitude. Did you see that? He was like, come on.
He had to, because we're chasing the game. What does he want a medal for that? No, does he want a medal for that, Dom?
Sean, we've seen players come on in 6 minutes and they're sulking because they're like, oh, what am I going to do in 6 minutes, Larry? Do you know what I mean? The guy was like, come on, let's go. He came on and affected the game.
Dom, I'm not giving him any props for that. That's his job. That's what he's supposed to do. We're chasing the game. We're chasing the game at Old Trafford.
Okay.
It's 1-1. What is he supposed to come on and do? He's got to come on and work his ass off, like he did, and do what he's supposed to do.
Bring on someone with 6 minutes to go will probably be Donny van der Beek, so we probably can't do it again. But next time someone comes on with 6 minutes to go, look at their attitude. They'll do this thing when they're like,
all right.
Yeah, good one, mate. Those jog onto the pitch. Johnny Van de Beek's got a mentality, and
Have you ever seen Dan James? Have you ever seen Dan James do that?
I will never let you tell me any different. Go away. Nate G, great to see Sean healthy. Yes, my man.
Big up, Nate G. Respect, brother.
Carl Lewis, Rashford, fantastic performance. Garman clinical. Donny assist. Today is a good day. Yes, it is. Happy Sunday, everyone. Please don't disrespect Burnley. They have a chance money-wise with United, and the fact that they made this game hard shows what they have 100%. But at the end of the day, a win, they got to get the points. They got to win. Sheffield United's relegated now. They were fighting for Europa League last season. This is a tough league. Tough league. Where we go. Gary Neville's spot on about the Super League. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. Gary Neville's going in. I feel like we need to talk about the Super League, man. It's just,
yeah, bro.
I feel like we need to talk about it. What's Sue fans saying? If Pogba played on the left, Donny needs to be in the pivot. Jasmine is saying, I thought Rashford had a brilliant game as well. He linked up with Sean. The side was world class. Theodore's atting you, Sean. Here we go, Sean. McTominay doesn't know how to pick out a player making a run. If you look at the match again, you will notice that McTominay was disappointing when passing.
Absolutely. He's always, I completely agree with that.
And then Sufan saying, Sean, you can't praise Bruno, then not praise VDB. Look, he's got an agenda, Sufan. He's got an agenda.
No agenda. My agenda, I've got no agenda against either player. All I'm saying is that exactly what Sufan's saying, but the reverse. When VDB did the same skill, all I'm saying to Dom is he needs to bring that same energy and praise towards Bruno. And not be just like, Bruno's not be like, Bruno's a good player. We expect that of him. No, Bruno's delivering what he's supposed to be doing week in, week out. So let's bring the same energy to Bruno for that same piece of skill. Can you
please bring the same energy to VDB then?
I'm bringing the same energy. They were both good pieces of skill.
You'll be like, Bruno's so good, man.
I didn't. I did not at all. I'm saying they're both good pieces of skill, and they both deserve to be recognised and appreciated. Simple.
You, mate, if I was on the island for the rest of my life and I had to choose between you and someone else, mate, I would choose someone else. I'll be honest with you, mate. You would just, I couldn't take this, man. You'd be like, no, let's build a house this way with these sticks. I'd be like, I don't want these sticks. You know, it would just be ridiculous. Anyway, again, I talked about the game and I was thinking to myself, okay, Fred doesn't really offer anything. I can't wait until we upgrade our pivot because it's a joke. Yeah. I did respect how Ollie changed it half time because normally half time we'll wait until 70th, 80th minute until Ollie changes it. He's learning.
Yeah, he learned, but he shouldn't have. But but the fact that he started it for me is still a problem. It's still a problem.
Exactly, I agree with you on that. He should not start in first place. It was passive. It was
cautious, really cautious.
It was. It was really cautious.
Dom, can you see any reason why he would be that cautious? It's not like we've got another game. We've got a whole week off until League. So I was thinking, all right, he's trying to protect Cavani, but he doesn't need to protect Cavani because we've got a whole week to play. So I can't really understand why he was so cautious going into that game. He really must not trust Pogba in the middle. Yeah,
you know what? I really want to talk about Super League. Let's just wrap this match up because we've won. 3 points. See you later. Greenwood, my man, 2 goals. Love the kid. I can't wait for that. Cavani comes on with an experience. Donny van de Beek just shows you that he has class. He needs to get game time. But I still don't like the way that we make the job so hard. It's not just this game, Sean. We make lots of games tough. We've been doing it throughout the whole season. We make it tough. We go 1-0 down, or we have a rubbish half. We come out at the break and we step it up. I don't like it. Hopefully next season that changes because I feel there could be green shoots, but we need to get the right players and get that going. Let's go into Super League, guys. This is a huge. I don't know where this came from. They just dropped it like it was hot. People still trying to understand it and get the right information. I'm sure it's going to come through as you speak. Chris, my man, UEFA, the club's concerned. Let's just give you a background. So what we're seeing apparently is that a new European Super League, it will be formalized soon. Apparently it even might be close, just announcement of it, right? And it'll be 15 permanent founding members. Obviously the likes of like Manchester United and I think Tottenham's in it. Different Italian teams, AC Milan, those sort of teams, all the top teams you can think of will be in it, right? The founded members will be granted up to 350 million, 6 billion fund. DAZN, DAZN, the network will be ready to pay 3.5 billion in TV rights. So BT Sports, Sky, they're all shaking their boots.
They'll be out.
It would be unbelievable. And UEFA will demand around 50 to 60 billion in compensation from the clubs. This is a huge historic moment that might potentially happen. I don't know if it's true that the Premier League can stop clubs from going it and ban them, but I don't know if they want to risk not having Manchester United in the league. That's just that makes no sense. I think Manchester City, the only team that's refused it at the moment, but all the other teams have said yes to it. All the big teams in the Premier League. For me, right, let's see what the UEFA's got to say before I get you my points. The clubs concerned will be banned from playing in any other domestic competition, European, international level, and players could be denied the opportunity to represent their national teams. Wow. They are going in hard. The 12 clubs, Liverpool, Man City, Arsenal, Chelsea, also Man City as well, Tottenham, FC Barcelona, Real Madrid, Atletico, Inter Milan, AC Milan, Juventus. This is absolutely, absolutely huge. Look, for me, a situation where people are like, oh my gosh, what's happening? We've always known the Premier League has turned into a cash cow. It is money after money after money. You had Sky always being the main monopoly of TV network, showing all the games. BT Sport came out of nowhere and paid a lot of money, and now I've got it. There's competition within this market, right? And then you start to think, okay, it's only really two networks. And then Amazon Prime's trying to get involved, right? And showing all these things. This is now a lucrative business. And we've seen this in the way that the agents' fees, we've seen it in the outlandish transfer fees. It's become it's basically WWF, but you're kicking the ball. It's just entertainment, right? And the beauty of it, I understand that people are like, look, with the Premier League, there's something so historic about it. It's beginning, I get that 100%. But this does not surprise me in the slightest that something like this has happened. I'm not surprised because it's all about money for these people. Money, and eyeballs. So if someone says, wait a minute, we've been doing the same thing for how long? We can make more money. Why are they not going to do it? And I get it. I don't think it's right. I don't agree with it, in honesty, purely because I want to try and keep the sanctity of the Premier League together. I want to make sure that people have the right way to rise up. And how are they going to choose who can make the European Super League? How have they chosen those teams? Do you know what I mean? Where does that come from? Because have you got earned the right to do it? What is it based on? How many times you've been in the top four? It doesn't really make any sense to me. But at the same time, I'm not getting angry about it because I'm not surprised that this has happened. Does that make sense, Sean?
Yeah, it does, man. It's just listen to a little bit of what they're talking about on Sky Sports about this. Because need to know a little bit more about the plans and implications. But ultimately, yeah. There's no doubt what it is. It's about money, greed, and I just can't. I can see where it's coming from with the owners because there's so much money in football now, and a lot of the owners, a lot of these clubs are not football people.
Yeah,
they're pure businessmen, and what they're trying to do now is literally take the power away and literally go off and create this, literally what they're calling it is a super league, which is a super entity where the most rich, powerful clubs just become more rich and more powerful through the TV rights, through the marketing, through the sponsorship. It is literally taken away from what the pure essence of what football is and what football should be about, which is, competition, level playing field, promotion, relegation, being rewarded for success on the pitch, and having the ability to move up and down the leagues, having fans being able to interact with the games, that go out and watch the games. And 2 seconds, bro, I got Amazon delivery.
All good. All right. On this, guys, I'll keep looking into the information and trying to understand where does it come from, why it's come, and what does this mean for the rest of the actual league? Because the implications are crazy, absolutely crazy, the implications. And I'm going to tell you more about it, where it actually stands. So as it stands, right, the Premier League, the European Super League will be formalised soon. That's what they're saying. It's got 15 permanent founding members. The founding members will be granted up to 350 million and a 6 billion fund. 6 billion fund. There's a lot of teams that are going to be in it, a lot of teams. Like the likes of Man City, Manchester United, and so forth like that. But where the outrage is coming is that don't get misconstrued. People are nervous. Sky's nervous. UEFA's nervous. FIFA's nervous because they're thinking, wait a minute, the implication and all the money's going to start coming out. It's going to start coming out. And when money starts coming out, the sponsors get scared. The managers are going to start to be accounted for. It's a scary position to be in. And that's why people were getting scared. And what does this mean for the sanctity of the league? For me, the Premier League has always been around. It's historic. It's a historic league. But I'm not surprised how this has come about because there's so much money to be made. If there's money to be made, someone's going to find it. DAZN, right? Everybody's heard DAZN. They're really big in the sort of gaming,
boxing,
sports gaming, and so forth like that. Really, really big in it. They're gonna make a move. Of course, they're gonna make a move. Why wouldn't they make a move to do this? This is a huge opportunity for them to make money and capitalize on a sport that is absolutely huge. So why wouldn't they do it? Do you think it's going to happen? Do you think it's going to happen?
No, I don't think it's going to happen. And the DAZN, they're massive in boxing as well, by the way. I think that's the main thing that they do here. I've subscribed to them for a couple of fights. But yeah, I think that's a huge driving factor. The simple fact of the matter is this has been talked about for years. And I feel like there's a TV and a platform that can actually facilitate that now with the DAZN. Ultimately, I don't think it will because I don't know exactly how it works with FIFA and player rights and their player cards and how much power they actually have over the players. But I know it's a lot. And in terms of the licenses. So I do believe they may have the power, from what I'm reading, to actually enforce those bans and say, well, look, if you go ahead and participate in this Super League, then you're not allowed to play in any other European competition. And you're not allowed to represent your national teams. I do believe they may have that power. And if they do, I can't see that players will be willing to sacrifice their career in that regards to go and participate in that. And I feel it will get blocked and it should get blocked. But then there's going to be, and even if this time it doesn't succeed, there's going to be something else down the road where they're going to try and get this kind of thing through. That's it's inevitable. It's
inevitable. And the problem is, right, is that people are in outrage and uproar and, it's going to affect everybody, fans, the actual quality of football, teams and so forth like that. The only rich are going to get richer and it's just going to make it just a plastic football. But I know for a fact...
We're already there.
I
think it's plastic football already. You can't tackle anymore. The game is not the game that I grew up watching and fell in love with. Like I said, we had in a chat the other day, and I was telling you, I get bored watching a lot of these matches now. The football's rubbish. It's rubbish, man.
But then, Sean, this is the thing. If this somehow did go to pass and it got through all the legal implications and everything, and it somehow does get actually goes through, I know for a fact most people will watch the Super League, and this is they will watch it. What, you're not going to watch the Super League where your team's playing? If you're a fan, right, you want to watch your team play football as much as possible. That's the school you want to do. If you've watched we had the Europa League, FA Cup in one. We had 3 games at one point in a week. Everybody watched every game. If you weren't watching the game, it's only because you had to go to work or something. You want to watch every game. They know that. They know that the fans will be like, oh no, but they will watch their team play football.
Of course they will. Of course they will. Bro, it's like a drug, man. Bro, they inject this into our veins. We're hooked on this. There's nothing we could do. Look at Man United as a micro example, as frustrated and as annoyed and as depressed we get. We're still here every week. We're still here making content. We're still here tweeting. We're still here watching. The eyeballs are there. So they know we're all fiends for this. So at the end of the day, as much noise as can get made, the money's still going to be coming rolling in.
And everybody, most people will be like, okay, I'm not going to watch it. But when they hear it and see on Twitter, oh, what a goal, they'll be like, let me just see if I can find a streak.
Bro, that's the reality. That is the reality. Unless there's an alternative, the eyeballs are going to be there. So
just to sort of quickly, I don't know if I made this clear or not. Maybe at the beginning you weren't here, Drizzy. I do not want the Super League. I don't want it. What I'm trying to make people understand is that it's going to be there no matter what if it does get successful. And all the people getting upset about it, what's the point? What's the point? Because you're going to end up watching the game anyway because you love your team and want to watch them play football. The game has already changed a long time ago where it's about money, power, greed, right? And we're already getting there without the Super League being here, right? The Super League is just a consequence of how football is basically going to and evolving to. It's when football, this you couldn't jump from a really natural, organic game of football to this. The jump's too big. It's always been going towards there from the likes of Sky, BT Sport, Amazon Prime getting games, so you can also sign up and watch films and all. It's been going this direction long time. So my thing is, I don't want it. Why would any fan want it? How's it going to affect the fans, the quality of football, everything like that, the players, the transfer fees? How's it going to affect that, the club, the ownership, and so forth? But if it's coming, what can we do about it? So anybody in the comments, tell me right now, if this somehow does get approved, are you not going to watch Manchester United games in the Super League? Tell me, because there's no point in me getting upset over this because I love.
But
Manchester United.
Do you know what, bro?
I will watch every game of Manchester.
I'll tell you the truth. I reckon there'll be some fans out there. They'll watch it if it's on their existing platforms, right? So you've got BT, Sky Sports. But bro, if they're telling you you've got to sign up to a new subscription, like they tried to do with the what was it, that pay-as-you-go matches, and they got zero sign-ups.
Oh yeah,
no. Sky Sports tried to launch at the start of this pandemic. They tried to monetize the situation, bro, with pay-as-you-go matches, £15 a game.
Yeah, I remember that.
And no one was going for that. So the zone aren't stupid. They've got a good model. But I'm just saying, if there were to be some sort of model like that, there is a point and there is a line at which fans will not go.
But this is the thing, though, right? It's like what Amazon Prime did. Amazon Prime made it free for people who got Amazon Prime. And actually, if you think about it, I use Amazon just to deliver things anyway. Well, and I have it anyway. So it was free for me. Not a lot of people have the Zone to use for like other things that help your life. The Zone they'll be smart about it, man. They'll do some crazy offers.
No, they are smart. So Dom, this is how they got me, right? For the boxing, because you know me, I'm not a subscription guy. I hate this subscription culture, subscription for this, subscription for that. Unless
you're on YouTube and you can subscribe for free, guys. Thank you. Don't like the video.
yeah. YouTube with standard. So, but they did a fantastic offer, and so I like boxing. Boxing is a sport that I follow, and they had an offer where I think it was 99p sign up, and you get the initial sign up is a month or whatever it was, right? So it was basically a no-brainer offer.
Yeah.
For the Canelo, who is it? Canelo.
Oh, I remember.
There's a fight in January at the start, at the start of the year.
Yeah.
And I signed up for it, but I cancelled it literally the next month because there's nothing else on there. But I'm sure out of the millions of people that they would have got, they would have retained a good chunk of those customers. So I've got no doubt.
How much was it, like every month?
Oh, I think after that, I think it's like $5.99 or something like that. I can't remember the exact price. No, it's not expensive. Yeah, it's cheap.
That's what I mean, mate.
It's going to be half the price of the other subscriptions. But as they put more and more stuff onto it, obviously the price is going to go up.
I'll tell you right now, right? If you've got Amazon, how much is Amazon? It costs about
$7.99 for Prime, isn't it? I've got it.
Yeah, that's nothing. Netflix at £5, right? They're going to find the right price point for people to go, oh, come on, it's like buying a cup of coffee. And then you're done.
Yeah. You're done. That's why I found it. Yeah.
You got now TV where you got to pay £12 a game or something for one game.
Yeah, that was crazy. And I think now TV is a bit cheaper though. But Sky, how did they get that model so wrong? 15. Well, on what planet did they think people were going to pay £15 a game?
It was awful. And you know the worst thing? Like, I don't condone any illegal streaming, but I know people that were easily finding illegal streaming.
And people were streaming. Yeah, I don't condone that. I've done a lot of studies into the implications of that. My thesis was actually on that. But yeah, so I won't condone the streaming, but people do it. I've watched and I've watched them in the past.
This is what I was saying. Like
but they're cutting down on it. The zone is very big on that. So for example, after every boxing match, people that follow boxing, like I won't pay for a lot of the but what I will do is I'll go onto YouTube literally the morning after. So if you go on, like as soon as you wake up on a Sunday at 6-7 a.m, people will upload the full fight highlights for a lot of the fights.
Yeah.
And then by sort of midday, YouTube's cracked on and all of the full fight replays have been taken down. But the zone, I tried to have a look. There was a fight on last night that I wanted to catch up on. Went on again this morning, 7 a.m. DAZN, no chance. It was a Jake Paul and somebody else was
Oh
fighting.
yeah, that one. That
So
ended in, like, 2
DAZN,
seconds.
yeah, I feel like they scan the internet and they're not letting any videos go up for their stuff, bro. So I think it'll be harder to bootleg their stuff.
And also, like, I'm thinking to myself, there's a lot of games as it is. European Super League, Premier League, FA Cup, League Cup, Champions League, Europa League, World Cups. You know what I mean? Euro. Like, where are you going to find time to play all this football?
Bro, I don't know what they're doing, man. I really don't know what they're doing. It's just they're basically they want to replace. They're already complaining. There's too many matches, right? Players are playing too many games, and you take games out of the calendar. So where they're obviously are they looking to disband the rest of the leagues? They want to take these teams out of their domestic leagues. That's what it's going to be, and that's what they're trying to do. And
so, what you think they're trying to
absurd.
get Manchester United out of the Premier League?
Yeah, that's what they're trying to do. That's why people are going crazy about it.
Nah, Man United would never. No, Man United would always stay in the Premier League. They would.
Well, then why have they signed up for this?
Because it's an extra competition.
There's no extra, bro. there's no extra. The Premier League already said it's not happening. And if you do then you're out.
No, but if they say, well, if you take us out,
they need permission from the Premier League to go and do this, right? So the Premier League have already withdrawn that. So then now the clubs are either going to still press ahead with it, which means they'll be gone.
No, but the Premier League, I don't think that the Premier League will probably play their bluff, bro, because the Premier League need these teams, or it's not Premier anymore. It's more like a Premier Inn. Do you know what I mean? Right. They would come on. You can't have a Premier League without like Manchester United there.
Because the Premier League then becomes the new Championship, and the Super League is the new Premiership.
No, I think they'll keep it. That Premier League will be like, no, actually, sorry, I don't want to lose you. We'll keep the Premier League, and we'll make space for you to play Europe. Mate, Premier League.
They can't do that. There's no space. There's no space for both. So it's one or the other. It will come down to. That's why I say right now I can't see it happening. I think the Premier League has got too much leverage in this situation. But the clubs, if all the clubs agree and they say, do you know what, and DAZN are willing to put up the money, I can't remember the sum they're talking about. But if
3.5 billion.
3.5 billion, right? So I don't know if that's enough to make up the revenue that the clubs are getting from everything else, and what's the breakdown of that and where it's going. But ultimately, if DAZN are willing to put up the money to say, do you know what, just forget the Premier League. We'll pay you. We'll make it back through subscriptions and sponsorship, and just come over here. Let's do this Super League thing. Then the clubs have got a decision to make,
mate,
and the players have got a decision to make.
Woodward, I think, if he could smell more cash,
he signed up for it. That's the crazy thing, man. Woodward signed up for it. These Americans signed up for it. They don't care about tradition. They're not football people. They are money guys, and they're looking at spreadsheets and all sorts of nonsense.
It will be called the Woodward League. I'll tell you right now, it's Ed Woodward League. Everybody's got their Woodward t-shirts, right? And it's just in the sanctity and the quality of the game's gone. And I'm really thinking the quality of the game's weird. Like, I remember the old days of watching football where fouls, it was a rough game. It was not just turn up and no, you got to come up and turn up. Do you know what I mean? Physically, mentally, bring some skill. The game wanted to be flow. There was no stop and it was just flow. Keep the game going. Like, make it fast. Now it's just all this nonsense, mate. Nonsense. Don't let me get started about VAR as well. I think VAR. I know that. I know they're trying to bring some like corrections to the game, and everybody called for it for years without even knowing they called for it. But now they've got it. If they've seen inside, over the freaking money pot, over the hill, the leprechaun, and they're like, whoa,
be careful. You know that I was saying, be careful what you wish for.
That's what I'm saying, man. All this is just, we're going to a dark place, bro, where, like, wait a minute, we just want to watch our team play football and have a good time. And now, you know what? I think's propelled this more, bro?
Go on.
Coronavirus, man, the pandemic. Because everything's gone online. Streaming's gone up more than you could ever think. We're living in more of a digital matrix sort of world, man, where everybody's like, wait a minute, I don't need to see you. I don't need to be there. Streaming is the power. So you've got Amazon Prime, you've got Netflix, you've got Zoom. They're all making billions of pounds because everybody's not getting outside their doors anymore. No one's doing it. So they're thinking, the zone's thinking, wait a minute, I need to take advantage of this. If we can make another league, get all the superpowers, and that's where all the eyeballs want to be. Because look at Burnley's Twitter, probably 4,000 followers. It's nothing. Like they're thinking, let's bring all the eyeballs, and then we'll create our own one. We're going to a dark place, man. We honestly are.
No, it's not good. And I feel like, this pandemic, you're absolutely right, bro. It's just brought everything forward. That whole digital transformation has been accelerated up. I'd say probably been brought forward probably by about 10 years, I'd say, in the last 12 months. And it's, bro, the world is never going to look the same ever again.
No, not in the slightest. Andrew Ellis is saying, how will normal going day fans manage to travel overseas for these matches? It will make fans skin. Oh, big time, man.
This is what they're losing. This is what they're not realizing, and it goes back to what Dom was just saying about the digital channels. They're not really they don't care if the fans go to games or not, really, because they're looking at this as, if you know about the Zone, it's a pure streaming subscription service. So they're looking at it. People just sign up. You don't need to go to a game. Sit there, comfort your own home.
Oh yeah.
Have a cup of tea. Stick on the Zone. Watch the game. From every Premier League in the Super League game live, and just enjoy it. New experience. All this digital manager crap that they've got. You've seen on BT now, manager mode and all this rubbish. It's that they're not thinking about the everyday fan who signs up for their season ticket week in, week out, traveling. What that's going to do to them? What's that going to do to their life? How does that make the game accessible to your lifelong fans of these teams? It's a joke, man.
Yeah, you know what's really crazy? Like, I can't see any justification for them proposing this and building this, except purely for money. Because there's no way you can say, "Oh, this will bring a new quality." What do you mean? The quality is there when you get to Champions League because you've earned it, because you finished fourth. The quality is there when you get to the FA Cup because you've beaten people across all the different leagues. It's the right to play against these big teams, not to persecute the smaller teams that can never get there because they never had the money in the first place.
And
it's like the Titanic, man. It's like, I'm rich, I want to be in the top. I'm poor, I'm downstairs, my feet are wet, and I can't put any shoes on. Do you know what I mean? It's just separating and segregating like the old days, man. That's not good.
That's what they just want to build, that, and the fact that it's exclusive with no relegation. There's no relegation. There's no that again. It's just building a safety net around these elite football clubs with the rich owners to just milk. What they do? Look, how do you milk? Just keep milking that cow, bro. These are keep milking that.
If it ever happens, we'll be talking and watching the games. I will watch the games, and people might think, "Oh no, Dominic, you got to stand up." The amount of people are like, "Oh, don't buy a Man United top. We can stop the Glazers." You think not buying a T-shirt is going to stop the Glazers? You need to think about the bigger picture. It goes beyond not getting a mug with Manchester United on it. To beat the Glazers, it's got to be a more monumental thing. And for people saying, "Oh, don't watch the Super League. Oh, just like boycott it," that makes no difference. I want to watch my team play Manchester United football. I love my team, and I know you do too. I'm not going to ruin my enjoyment of watching the game just to kick back at the man. It makes no sense. If I can afford to pay it and do it, and it's not at no detriment to me, I want to pay the $5.99. Do you know what I'm saying? And Sean, I know you.
Do you know what, bro?
I know you'll pay it.
It's not a given that I'll pay it, bro. I'll tell you the truth.
You're going to miss out on these big games. How are you going to? You're still going to watch them?
No. Do you know what? I have to. It's getting to the point now where, with my club and the way it's going and the way football's going in general, like I told you the other week, I said I'm falling out of love with the game. Like, I love Man United, and I love watching Man United, but in terms of the way it's going, it's just the essence of what I enjoy about football is being lost. And I wouldn't even go to say that it's making a better quality product, because I'm not of the mind that the games that we're watching now are better than the football that I grew up watching and loving, with all these new changes, all these new rules, all this new technology. Is it making the game better? Are we getting a better product?
So you're telling me that if the Super League happened, you wouldn't watch the game? You wouldn't do it?
Bro, I wouldn't. I don't know. I have to wait and see how I feel about it at the time, because, like I said, I'm not one for subscribing up to all these new channels and stuff like that. I'll probably find a way to watch the highlights, or share. If someone else had login, I might share login. But bro, I'm not here about to keep signing up to every new thing.
Sean's gonna be like, "Hey Tom, can I borrow your login, please, bro?"
Because it's just crazy. It's just crazy, man.
I'll be like, Sean, you're such a bit. All right, fine. Take the login, but I want it back. Like, honestly, look, at the end of the day, if you can afford to do it, you're going to watch Manchester United. But I'm not happy about this. I'm not happy in the slightest. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to control my happiness. If watching matches brings me happiness, I'm going to watch it.
If the product's good, if the product's good, you're gonna watch it. But is that competition? Does that excite you? The thought of it? No. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't really excite me.
No,
because there's no competition. There's no relegation. You don't have to do anything to get there.
It's like an exhibition match.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm not excited by that prospect enough.
Sean will show up to my house on match days. Hey, let me in, bro. Let me in.
Come on, bro. Let's watch it out.
I'll be like, get the shotgun.
Yeah, man. It doesn't excite me. This, even the revamp proposal of the Champions League sounds more exciting to me than this crap.
Yeah, mate. I'm just at the end of the day, whatever happens, we can't affect it. All we can do is show our frustration on Twitter or tell our mum about it. Do you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, whatever happens. No relegation battle, no top 4 race. Look, I can't just fathom that if this actually does happen, that the Premier League will basically be no more. It will just be a league without them.
It still exists. You just got Leicester and Tottenham as the top teams in there now.
So Alex Ferguson, talk of a Super League as a move away from 70 years of European club football. In my time at United, we played in 4 Champions League finals, and there were also, of course.
That's what we're talking about. That's exciting because you've had to work for it. You had to put blood, sweat, and tears to build a team.
Wait a minute. But listen, if you're saying, Sean, that if it does happen, essentially the Premier League would dissolve into a new sort of, I don't know, Audi, Tesco League, whatever, with the remaining teams, right? So how the Champions League work then? Will the Champions League take the next top 4 teams from?
So what I'm in terms of if the top, because what have we got? 5 teams from the Premier League removed, right? So say those 5 teams are out from the league, they'll probably move 5 teams up from the Championship, would get promotion, and then etc. So it would just mean that I see what you mean. And then what about those clubs?
Yeah,
who are in the Champions League, bro? I don't know how it's a minefield. It's an absolute minefield. Well, they won't be playing anyway. So that's a fact because the Premier League's already said if you participate, you're out of Europe. So the Champions League won't have those teams in it either. Oh. Yeah, we answer our own question.
Mate, this is you know what? We're gonna have to do
it's not
Monday night sauce. What day is today?
It's Sunday today. That's tomorrow.
Tomorrow we'll do Monday night sauce. We'll talk about this more and get people's views and understand the in and outs of it properly. But on the surface, I think with every fan, this is what we're doing. What's happening? Like, what's happening when you've got?
Has any fan put in the comments that they want this thing to go ahead?
No.
Yeah, that's crazy.
No, not at all, guys. This has been a massive result for us in terms of 3-1. Like, I've come really reserved to it now. Like that, even when we're playing not great, we still pick up points. I think it's safe to say if we carry on like this, we will finish second. I'm still wary of Chelsea because Chelsea could now have a better season than Man City. They could essentially win the Champions League and the FA Cup and finish top 4, which would be mental. That would be mental. How can you imagine, mate? My guy, Touch L. Yeah, how has he done that? How has Touch L done that? Because I've always rated him from his days in PSG, but he's come in and just completely changed that team. And
hold on a minute,
mate. He has. Man. He's completely. Don't you dare touch L. Hold on a minute. I like calling him Touch L, like Tuchel, by the way.
Touch L. That's just a bit seedy, man.
What Touch L? What do you mean?
I don't know, man. I don't know. But this. All right. So go on. We're talking about Tuchel because he seems to be getting a lot of praise and a lot of hype at the moment.
And you don't like it?
And I thought this was no from Chelsea fans. I can just about understand it, even though I feel
Mate, he's a good manager. What's
it's
wrong
a bit
with you?
over the top. No, he's a good manager. I'll start by
Okay.
saying that. He's a good manager, but he hasn't done anything amazing yet, has he?
Oh, come. All right. Look, I'm just seeing the signs of what he's done to get to a semi-final Champions League and the final FA Cup in his first season, halfway through the season when Chelsea were doing rubbish, and now he's transformed players. He's transformed he's transformed Rudiger to an absolute unbelievable centre back now. When he was rubbish, he's dropped Tammy Abraham, who was playing every game. He put in Werner, even though he couldn't score, and Werner actually started the goal yesterday.
And he still hasn't scored.
No, yeah, but he's actually still affecting the game though. He set up the goal yesterday, bro. He's changed the formation. He brought in Alonso, realizing that didn't work, and went back to Chilwell for different games. He's doing something. He's doing something, mate. And you know what? I'm not surprised because of what he's done before. He's won trophies. He's an experienced manager, and people keep going, "Oh, it's just a bit." No, if he were experienced and didn't do what he's done in the past, then fair enough. But he's done it before. He's come with a CV, and that's what I think people are kind of iffy about, because Ollie never came with a CV. So when he does rubbish, he's got nothing to fall back on. When you see people come with a CV, they've got more wiggle room. They've got more grace. Do you know what I mean? Because you know they can do it. Tuchel has put Chelsea on the brink of success in the only couple of months. Yeah, massively.
But you got to remember though, Dom, right? This same run that Tuchel's been on, when Ollie first came in, he went on a similar sort of run. He went on, changed the system, changed the lineup, and he went on an amazing run. Yeah. So, you know, it's still early days. He's made some good changes. What I think he's done well is he's got them playing in his mold. But we all know there was a good squad, and this is why I never understood when Frank was getting all this praise, going back to last season. Oh, he's doing so much better than Ollie in the contention for manager of the year. And you're like, well, no. Look at the players and look at the squad that he's got. Look how much money he's spent and what he's doing with it. So I feel like he's underachieving. I feel like what they're doing now is kind of what they're supposed to be doing with the squad and the team that they've got. I don't think we should be getting too carried away. They're still.
I'm not getting carried away. I'm seeing them play good football, and I'm seeing the results. There's no carry away with anything. Like if someone goes to the shop, I said go and buy me some milk, and they come back with milk, mate, that's it. I'm not getting carried away. The fact's the fact they brought back that milk. So I'm saying that Tuchel, my man Touch L, has basically gone to taken over Lampard, changed the formation, invigorated the players, played them in different formations. He got them to the semi-final of the Champions League and to the final of the FA Cup. What more? And he absolutely dominated Man City doing it. He's not even one of those things where you're like, oh, it's a bit of luck. He dominated Man City. Man City were all over the place. So for me,
but he couldn't beat Ollie.
He couldn't beat Ollie. And on that note,
he couldn't beat Ollie because people are saying, I saw one of my Chelsea guys in one of my groups sent me this. You know, there's one of those stats where it's like, in the 3 months Tuchel has been here, he's beaten Klopp, he's beaten Pep, he's beaten this world-class manager. There's a list of 10 all these managers. And I'm like, all right, that's great. But he couldn't beat Ollie. He came up against Ollie. What happened? So, and that's not a reflection on, for me, that's not a reflection on Tuchel. It's a reflection on the people that always want to diss Ollie. But yet this wonderful manager with this great team, he's dominating everyone else. He couldn't dominate us. He couldn't dominate us under Ollie.
Mate, Sean, I don't think you understand, right? I don't really care what you're saying right now because they've stopped the quadruple, bro. It means they stopped. Not only did they stop the quadruple, but Tuchel has stopped the treble as well. That's all I care about, man. That is all I care about.
Yeah,
there's no way I'm going to sleep at night, like in a corner like this with my 19-zone self, going sleeping myself, like hitting myself in the face because Man City's got the quadruple. No, I'm not doing that. So look, Sean's getting angry about the quadruple as well. Look at that. It's not. And you know what, right? I think it's one of those situations. If Ollie was getting the team to play more consistently better football, and when I say better football, not going 1-0 down, not having the speed, the pace of the game, not having like the team goals that we've seen today, and the football just better on the eye, and we're getting results, there'll be no questions on Ollie. If he had the better in-game management, he was using his team, the squad, not overplaying players. No question, Ollie. That's the thing. And all the things I brought up, Sean, you've questioned that as well.
But there's some things
in-game management.
But Dom, there's certain things that he doesn't get credit for that he should.
No.
He's He's not perfect, right? We
Yeah.
know he's not perfect, and we know he's got work to do. But there's certain things people say about in-game management, and his in-game management. If you actually look at, and I saw it the other day, Ollie's in-game management is actually very, very good at times. And if you look at the stats, and I'll bring it up, we can bring it up tomorrow, Monday Night Source. But his substitutions have had the biggest impact, I think, it was across the whole league in terms of goals scored and points won from substitutions. So to me, does that not qualify as in-game management?
But that comes back to your point, Sean, that you said at the beginning of the show. Why didn't he start that way?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, that's true. But what a lot of people use as a stick to beat him over the head over, and I'm addressing that point and that point only with this, is they criticize him like you just done for in-game management. And I'm saying if you're bringing on substitutions like he did today, that impact and change the course of the game, and more than any other manager, does that not equate to good in-game management?
Yeah, in-game management. But it's like you're setting. It's like, do you know what it feels like? It's like you're like, oh, I'm gonna walk out the road with no shoes on, like for like half my walk. But then the second half of my walk, I'm gonna put shoes on. So actually, I'm doing better now. Do you know what I mean? You're setting yourself.
Yeah, I agree with that. And do you know what it comes back to? And I was thinking about it today. I was literally thinking about it today. I was like, why has he started with this team? And why does he always come in and change it and change it? Yeah. But remember, Ollie, as a player, what was he? He was a super sub. So he watched the games, right? And he always said, the reason why I was so good coming off the bench is because I analysed what was happening during the game and I could spot the weaknesses and come on off the bench and exploit them. And I actually feel, as a manager, he's doing the same thing because he's learning on the job and he's actually learning in game. So he's sticking to his rigid tactics, but he's analysing how the game is going, team performance, which he was so good at as a player. And I feel that he's brought that into the management, which why he's able to win these games out and dig out these results, which I'm not saying it's a good or a bad thing, but I'm just saying I believe that's one of the traits that he's brought into this job. And yeah, it's a bit of a problem.
I hear you, man. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Sue fan saying, quick question, is Aiden okay? Haven't seen him on YouTube. Yeah, he's just having a break. Just some personal things he's doing at the moment. So he's having a break from Twitter and YouTube. I'm sure he'll be back at some point. But yeah, he's at uni and stuff as well. He's young. He's got a lot on. So I'm sure you're back soon, my boy Aiden. Thanks for asking, Sue fan. Ollie's in-game management is awful. On that note,
Andrew, I've just shut that down, bro, and I'll bring the stats out for you tomorrow. Tune in tomorrow night, 7 p.m, bro, and I'll show you why that statement is wrong. Just Andrew, categorically, factually, it's not correct.
Andrew, look, you've just got Sean going to go do research just for you, Andrew, just for you, bro. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We beat Burnley 3-1. We're basically cementing second place. Big games from Cavani helping us out. Greenwood as well, doing the Greenwood thing. We know where we need to improve. It's a fact. We know where we need to improve. But even though we keep having these kind of unimpressive first halves, lackluster, slow, the players that rubbish and stuff, we keep getting results. So we just got to keep moving forward. And I'm glad we can move forward as a community. Thanks so much for supporting. Have a wonderful evening. Peace out. A-Town down. Peace.